Hey y'all. Hey people. Ooh, I see I'm out in nature. Okay. Getting all the sun vibes today. Okay. Because it's not too windy. It's just right. But baby, these flies. I see them out here today. But nonetheless, it's hump day. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. It's hump day, people. It's hump day, people. It's hump day. Yes, it is. We have made it to Wednesday. It's your girl, Brooke, the pleasure boss. You know, that girl who sell those sex toys. You know, that girl who do those parties. Yeah, you know, the girl who bring all your tea on a good Wednesday. Yes, it is me. Join me. Join me. Join me. It is hump day. And I got my wine. Y'all see this? Baby, I done made myself a Bellini today. I'm feeling myself. I'm like, ooh, yes, girl. Put some cranberry and some orange juice and add some strawberries. Man, I'm feeling and I got my self-love ring on. Psh, can't tell me nothing on a good hump day. Okay, so I'm so glad that y'all give me permission every Wednesday to come here and, you know, talk sex with you guys, you know, share all the tea. And today is no different. It is Wednesday. Let's get to today's topic, which is how to feel sexually confident and what does that look like. Okay, so some people are still struggling with feeling sexually confident, right? And self-confidence is fluid, and so is sexual confidence, right? So sexual confidence is either something you have, right, or something you don't have. And people are still uncomfortable with aligning with the truth that we are sexual beings, okay? People can definitely align with being a human being, but when we talk about being a sexual being and what that truly means and how we are naturally wired to want pleasure, to want sex, right? We're naturally wired this way because we're sexual beings, right? Once we kind of tap into being more confident, sexually confident, and being a sexual being, then things flow well in the rest of our lives, right? So, today, let's see. I'm going to give you 3 tips, right? Because we need to bridge this gap, right, between sexuality and being a sexual human being and being a human being, right? So that we can shine our light in every aspect of our life. So, tip number 1 is, I'm telling y'all, this Bellini is everything, okay? So, tip number 1 for today. And of course, you know, we're talking about how to feel more sexually confident and what does that look like, right? So tip number 1 is to believe you deserve pleasure. Yes, I said it. I'm going to sip some wine and let that register with you. Tip number 1 is to believe that you deserve pleasure, right? You deserve pleasure in life. Everyone deserves pleasure in life. And when we're focused on our pleasure and knowing that we are deserving of pleasure, that makes us more sexually confident, right? A sexually confident person knows they're allowed to experience pleasure and bliss in their lives. So, I'm not saying don't focus on your partner's pleasure, but of course, you know, I talk about this all the time. You have to know what you desire so that you can communicate that. Which brings us right into tip number 2, right? So tip number 1 is to believe you deserve pleasure. Tip number 2 is to understand and communicate your own sexual desires. What does this mean? What does it mean to understand and communicate your own sexual desires, right? This means that you know what you enjoy sexually, and you're able to articulate that to your sexual partners, right? That is a definite sign of sexual confidence when you know what you want what you desire pleasurably, right? And then to be able to really tell that to your partner so that they can be able to give you what you desire on a pleasure level, that shows a lot of sexual confidence. Now, on the other hand of this, right? Because I know we have couples out there, you definitely do want to understand what your partner desires in the pleasure zone, right? What do your partner desire? It may be different from what you desire. But although y'all desire different things in the pleasure field, that doesn't mean that you are still not able to give your partner what they desire, right? So, knowing and understanding what you desire, right, and being able to communicate that to your partner, and also being open-minded enough to know what your partner's pleasure and desires are, and be able to give that to your partner without judgment. Definitely without judgment. Okay? So that's tip number 2. And if you just joining me, because I know everybody is jumping in, we're talking about how to feel sexually confident. And what does this look like? What does this look like in our life? How can us women out there be more sexually confident? How can we stand in our power, right? How can we lead and be confident to bring these desirable, these pleasurable experiences that we want into our lives? So, tip number 1 was to believe that you deserve pleasure. Everybody deserves pleasure. And of course, I'm not just talking to women. I'm talking to us men out there, right? You men, y'all deserve pleasure just like us women deserve pleasure. Of course, you know, women deserve pleasure in a different way, and then men desire pleasure in a different way, right? And that's why I said, if you are a couple, you have to be comfortable with hearing what your partner wants in the pleasure zone and being able to give that to them, you know, and not judge them for what they desire. So, everybody must be able to understand and articulate their own desires so that we all can flow together and have greater sexual experiences, right? So, that was tip number 2. Let me get a sip of my wine. Yes, it's Wednesday. And y'all give me permission to drink Bellinis at lunchtime on a Wednesday, outside, enjoying the breeze, on Facebook, chit-chatting with you guys about sex. Yes, that's what I do. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and I love it. And of course, even if I don't show sex toys on a day, y'all know y'all can hit up the link. It's private shopping online, www.bkparties.com/6191, because that represents your girl Brooke. Moving on to tip number 3. I can't today. It's too much Bellini in me, and I am enjoying it. Yes. Okay, so tip number 1 was believe you deserve pleasure, right? And tip number 2, piggy right back off of that, which was understanding and communicating your own sexual desires. So, we're on to tip number 3, which is the last tip of the day, because you know I give y'all things and little short tips so that y'all can actually be proactive in your lives and bringing in some of these things that I'm suggesting to y'all. You know, I'm just inspiring. I'm out here, you know, giving you little tricks for your bag. That's it, you know. So, tip number 3 is, which I thought was very deep, okay? Which is to make the shift from performative sex towards pleasurable sexual experiences, right? So, we're going to change the narrative. We're going to change and move from having performative sex, right? You know, just doing the act. We're there. Of course, it's of our free will, right? But, you know, we still kind of thinking about washing clothes and taking care of kids and the to-do list and everything else that's going on in our mental brains while we're having these sexual encounters, right? I would call that performative sex. I'm definitely here. We're performing this act, but mentally, I'm not being mindful about this experience, right? Okay, so we're making that shift from performative sex to more pleasurable sexual experiences, right? Because now that we're tapping into our power, Now that we're becoming more sexually confident, right, in ourselves, knowing what we want, being able to articulate that to our partners about what we want and what desires we have, right? So now we're going to practice this by being more mindful in the bedroom, right? We're going to be more mindful in our sexual encounters, right? We're going to notice these shifts and thoughts that we have when we drift off and think about washing the dishes, and drift off and thinking about washing the clothes, and whatever we drift off to think about during sex, instead of, turning in on our mental man gear and be all in, just mentally and visually all into sex. Because, men, they're visual creatures. I don't think it's many men out there that's actually thinking about washing their car or paying the bills or going to work while they trying to have sex, right? Men are actually thinking about sex, okay? Men, tune in, tell me if this is right or not. I don't know. I'm not a man. I'm not carrying a penis at this time, and I don't think I would ever have one, okay? I'm a vagina holder. But what I'm saying is, men, they're visual creatures. They're having sex. They're enjoying the way you look. They're enjoying the way your body is moving. They're enjoying your old faces. They're enjoying your hair, right? That's why I always tell my people, be more... Turn on your old face. Turn on your pizzazz. Put on your porn style when you're in the bedroom, because men are visual creatures. They love that extraness. Be an actor in the bedroom. Okay? So when we're talking about performative sex versus, actually being more mindful in the bedroom, and we're actually having more pleasurable experiences, women need to turn that on. Like, we need to kind of shift our thoughts and thinking, right? And, enjoy these experiences. Continue to bring your mind back to a present state where you're actually paying attention to, like, what my body feels like. Like, when he's doing it like this, what am I feeling like? What am I enjoying about this moment? How is my body feeling? How am I taking this experiences? What is it that I'm enjoying, so that the next time I can say, hey, this is what I like, right? And I can also take note on what I am not liking about this experience, so that the next time when we get ready to have this sex talk, I can say, hey, babe, I really love it when you do this. Yeah, rub on my neck, do this and caress me, right? But I really don't like it as much when you do this, right? So being more present during our sexual encounters definitely does make us more sexually confident, right? Because we're being able to pinpoint exactly what it is we're like, what it is that we like during these sexual encounters. How do we like to be touched? How do we love to feel, right? So that we can articulate this to our sexual partners to give us exactly what we desire. Because, come on, people. It is 2021. Yes, and I'm going to be saying this all 2021 because we are too grown, okay, to be out here having the type of sex that we really don't want to have. We're too grown to be afraid to ask our sexual partners, people who we're laying in the bed with, and we're saying, hey, we're here for the same common ground, which is right? Because we are sexual beings, right? We're both here for pleasure. So let's have this sex talk on how we both can navigate this boat in these waters to get to the promised land, okay? I.e., multiple orgasms would be great. So, the more you're open with your partners, with your sexual partners, the more you're more present in these sexual encounters, when you're having these sexual experiences, the more that you own your sexuality and just be okay with being a sexual being. That's who we are. That's why I'm totally fine with getting here on a good Wednesday, fixing the me a Bellini, right? Okay, talking about sex at 1:30 p.m. on social media with you guys, and have no problem, because I'm sexually confident. I'm okay with who I am. I'm okay and in tune with my sexuality. I'm owning exactly who I am. And for the people who don't like it, it's okay. You're just not my type of person, and I'm not your type of person. And that's totally fine. It's 2021. We can be totally open and honest with people and say, hey, you're just not my cup of tea. So, I'm done rambling, but I definitely, if you're just joining me, it's your girl Brooke. I'm talking about these hump day tips. I got my freaking wine, okay? And we're talking about how to feel sexually confident and what this looks like, Of course, I hope it looks like this. I hope it looks like you. I hope it looks like many of us out there. I hope more of us are becoming more sexually confident so that we can really get what we desire on a sexual level, okay? And that's going to trickle down into our real lives when you're more sexually confident in yourself, right? Because self-confidence and sexually confident, they're the same. They're both fluid. We are one and the same. We are human beings and sexual beings. So, tip number 1 was, believe you deserve pleasure. Who don't believe they deserve pleasure? And it's not that I think people don't believe that they deserve pleasure. It's just, we get into that mind frame of just wanting to do more for other people and not knowing when to turn it off and saying it's okay for me to enjoy what I am getting. And especially during our sexual encounters, okay? Believe that you deserve pleasure. A sexually confident person knows they deserve pleasure, all the pleasure they desire. They deserve to be in bliss, having toe-curling, heart-beating experiences in their lives. They know they deserve this, right? Tip number 2 was to understand, communicate your sexual desires. This means you have to be able to fully articulate, be able to explain without, leaving some gray areas on exactly what you want when it comes to your sexual pleasure. It's okay. We're all grown. Just tell me what you like. And I'm going to tell you what I like. And we're going to see how we're going to come together and make magic, baby. Okay? Okay? And the last tip of the day was tip number 3, which is to make that shift from performative sex to more pleasurable experiences. Okay? Be more in tune. Be more mindful in our sexual encounters, men and women. Let's be in the do, have the mindset of what the do is, and have the mindset of knowing that we're here for the same thing, which is pleasure. So, I'm going to drink the rest of my wine. If you miss anything, catch the playback. Okay? A girl is writing right now that She Is Magic, yes, does drop April 20th on Amazon Kindle. Of course, you can get your hard copies through me. If you want to have a autographed signed copy, because apparently now I'm a best-selling author. I'm so excited. So yes, for all of my Vibe Tribe out there, everybody who support me in my journey and who just be like, stand up and girl, do your thing. Yes, I appreciate y'all. This is why I do what I do, because, I love the shits and giggles. I love to share the message. I love to educate. I love to do those toy parties. I love to have those sex toys. That's who I am. And if you don't like it, click off the damn live, and I'm not mad at you. But yes, the book come out April 20th. Hey, I'm going to be signing my names on some books, so make sure you get with me to grab your book. I also am working on a couple of other projects, so I am in the lab, people. I am not playing. I have been stretching my mind and, my creative journey. I'm just enjoying it. So, I hope you enjoyed today's live. As always, I can't forget all of you guys, because I love sitting here drinking this wine on a Wednesday, telling y'all about self-love, encouraging y'all to masturbate, giving you permission to have the dirtiest, nastiest, most fulfilling sex of your life, with consent, of course. So, until next time, people, I have wine to drink. All the kids are still at school. That means I might have time to, practice some self-love myself. So, a girl got to go. And even if you ain't got a mate, that is not an excuse. You can still love yourself, boo. So, on your journey of exploring your own body and, knowing how to navigate all of your territory. Be sure to take notes so you can help a brother or a sister out by letting them know exactly what you desire. How would you like it? Okay? Because you and you and you and you and you and me too deserve pleasure. Okay? So it is hump day. It's Wednesday. Y'all already know what's up. If you ain't got a boo, you better masturbate. If you ain't got a toy, I sell those too. Click the link. Make sure to put 6191 because that represents your girl Brooke. Hey, it's hump day. It's time for y'all to get to, doing what y'all do best. Being nasty, sexual beings. So until next time, on a good Wednesday, I'll see you folks. Look out for me. Peace. Bye.